Welcome! I'm glad you're going to do a little stretching and movement with me. We'll be on the floor for this short practice. This is a great practice if you want to insert some movement into your day, take a break from your desk, just take a moment to center yourself. Please begin in any comfortable seated situation. All of the movements and stretches should feel good to your body. There should be no pain. Find your seat, sit comfortably, and take some deep breaths. When you're ready, move onto the hands and knees and start to do some cat and cow. As you inhale, let your back arch, and as you exhale, push your back up towards the sky. Your wrists are right under your shoulders and your knees are right under your hips. And you're taking big, deep breaths as you move your spine back and forth. And just see where it's at today. Let it feel good to you in both directions as you inhale and look up, and exhale and look down at your belly button, taking your spine through that range of motion. Then we'll take the knees wider and let the hips sink back into child's pose. Walk your hands over to the right and see what you find here. It's okay if your hips aren't going all the way back to your heels. It's okay to be up on the elbows. Explore some breaths. Inhaling and exhaling and lengthening along the left side of your body for a few breaths. Really deepen your inhale way down into your low belly and low back. And when you're ready, walk your hands over to your left side, letting the hips sink backwards as far as they're able to go today. And then take some big deep breaths, expanding into the right side of your waist and the right shoulder. And explore here. See how it feels to breathe in this position. And remember, if anything hurts, adjust your position. We'll bring the hands back to center and reach both hands up overhead. Let your chest and head release down towards the ground. Maybe you're staying up on the elbows. Maybe your chest and your head are not all the way down. That's totally fine. Always do what your body can do. We'll release now from child's pose and find a seat on the floor. For these next few poses, you may want to sit up on a folded up blanket or a yoga block. It can feel nice to have something under your hips if you feel like it's making you slump to sit on the floor. We're going to bend the knees, hold on to the thighs, and do cat-cow again, but in this seated position. We use a little bit more muscle when we do cat-cow in a seated position, inhaling and looking up, exhaling and rounding forward. Inhale, lift the chest, maybe feel your belly muscles and your hip flexors turn on. Exhale, holding onto the backs of the knees. And then release. Let the legs come out forward and reach your belly button over your thighs. Reaching your belly button over your thighs. It's okay if the knees are bent. Reach your belly button forward, reach your chest forward, and just let your hands come wherever they come on your legs in this forward fold. You're looking here to feel a stretch in the backs of your legs. And take some deep breaths. You can round over now if you're ready, letting your head go forward, letting your belly come forward, however much it does for you. Your shape should look just like your shape. I'm demonstrating the poses, but we are going to look different because we're in wonderfully different bodies. So release your forward fold. We're going to make our way all the way down now, laying on our backs, bending the knees, and when you're ready, lift your hips off the floor into bridge pose. You can lift your hips up a little, you can lift them up a lot. Reaching your hands down, pressing your hands and arms into the ground. Look straight up at the ceiling and just lift your hips, squeezing the glutes. We're getting a little bit of back extension and hip extension here, a little bit of an inversion here, which is really healthy for the blood flow in our body. Couple nice deep breaths, and then when you're ready, roll down, coming back onto your back. And then reach your left leg out and hug your right knee in towards your tummy. Give your right knee a nice big hug and take a few deep breaths right here. You can circle your ankle as you hold your leg and draw your knee in. Can you lengthen your back on the floor? Can you lengthen your left leg a little bit? As you breathe and just enjoy pulling that knee in. And change sides when you're ready. Letting the right leg straighten out. Hugging your left knee in. Breathe. Try a few circles of your ankle. Pulling your left knee in towards your tummy and breathing deep. Lengthen your spine. Lengthen your right leg on the floor. Deep breath. And then release and take a full body stretch. Reach your fingers away from your toes. And then tuck your body into a little tiny ball. Tuck up real small. And then inhale and stretch out really long again. Big long stretch. Exhale, tiny little ball. Tuck your knees in. Try to draw your nose to your knees. When you inhale, lengthen again, full body stretch. Exhale, tuck into that tiny little ball, letting your body go both directions, back and forth. Inhale, get nice and long. Exhale deeply as you tuck up into a little ball. And we'll come back up to seated. Again, please feel free to sit up on something. It can feel really nice to lift your hips. Let your right leg extend out to the side and let your left knee bend. You can have something under your left knee. Reach your arms up overhead, wiggle around a little, lengthen the chest up. Take a couple of breaths here. This is a little bit of core work. And then we'll bring the right hand down and lean to the side, leaning over the right leg. Let your hips stay heavy on the floor. Left hip staying down, staying heavy. Stretching along the side of your body, looking for some inner thigh stretch. And then open up your left arm, open that arm up. Lift the heart up towards the ceiling. Twisting open as much as you can. You'll use your obliques here. And when you're ready, release. And then see if you would like to lean forward, reaching your hands forward. If you already feel a lot of sensation of inner thigh stretch, you might not need to go forward. Wherever you're at, look up and down a couple times, letting your neck get some mobility, looking up, looking down. And then come back up to seated if you were leaning forward. And we'll take this on the other side. So other leg opening up, bent knee. Reach the arms up and take a moment here. Wiggle around, reach your heart and ribs up away from your waist. Breathe here, feel your back muscles and your belly muscles turn on. And then take it on over, leaning to the side, out over the leg. Let both hips be nice and heavy on the ground. Find some deep breaths. Big inhales and exhales. And then release and open your top arm towards the back. We're twisting open towards the back. letting the chest lift, twisting open, bringing some space across the chest, opening up and release. And then see how you feel about sitting up again and maybe folding forward. If you already feel a lot of stretch in the inner thigh, don't feel the need at all to fold forward. It's just if you want more sensation of stretch. Take a few big breaths here. Enjoying that release of the inner thigh and the hip. Nice deep breaths. And bring it on up when you're ready. We'll make our way up to standing for our last couple of shapes. Bringing ourselves up to standing, engaging the legs and the back muscles once before we go on about our day. So we're going to start in a nice wide stance. And go ahead and bend your right knee. Lean over towards the right knee. My elbow's on the knee. You may have your hand on the knee. We're looking for an inner thigh stretch, and we're looking to turn on your right leg. Some people, if you have a lot of flexibility, you're going to go down farther into this stretch. Wiggle around, rock a little. Make sure that your right knee is pointing right out over your toes. And if you've gone down to the floor, you can press your right arm into your right knee. Feel free to stay up in the first variation. If you're here, you're just staying here in the first variation, and that's good too. All right, we're going to change sides now. Bending your left knee. Maybe you find you can lean your elbow on that thigh. Maybe you'd prefer your hand was on the thigh. Listen to your body, looking for a little inner thigh stretch in your right leg and to activate your thigh. Again, some people with a lot of flexibility are going to go down farther to the floor, letting the hips drop, pressing the left elbow to the inside of the left knee. This shape is not for everybody, but it is for some people. So try it. If it feels good to you and you're opening up your hip and your inner thigh here, great. If that's too much, stay in the first variation where you're hovering a little higher. And step the feet together. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, we're going to just let it go as we exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale. Drop it out. Good job moving today. Namaste, everyone. Bye-bye. Thanks for stretching out with me.